What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So this is the second time that I made this video. I'm really frustrated, but the first time I made it, my mic was like cutting out stupid bad, and I was honestly about to post it, and then I was like, no, I wouldn't be able to listen to that. So I'm redoing the whole thing. It's really frustrating. I don't put out many videos as it is, and I feel like I should, but you know, then I run into these technical issues. Once again, it's all a learning curve. But today we're going to be reviewing this here LAPD SWAT unit. It's basically Keanu Reeves from the movie Speed. Speed is an awesome, badass flickery made in 1994, completely unrealistic. It's awesome. It's like a Bruce Willis movie, but with Keanu Reeves. So it's really dope. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing? Like, it's Keanu Reeves' first movie. It's such a badass movie. If you know anything like about bombs and whatnot, it's hilarious because it's so unrealistic. It's just wildly awesome. So the company that made this figure is called D.I.D. I've never owned a D.I.D. figure, but they do a lot of like military type stuff. It stands for Dragon in Dream. That's it. No S, no dragons and dreams. Dream of the dragon. Dragon in Dream. It's a Chinese company, so I think that's their translation for something. I ordered this figure from BlackOPS Toys. BlackOPS Toys so this is my third thing to order from them, and I gotta say personally, I'm extremely happy with every one of my purchases so far. This one got to me, I think, in about 3 days, 2 or 3 days. It may have even been 2. It may have been 2. Which is wild. That's Amazon type shit. And they're all the way in Oregon, and I'm all the way in Florida, and they got it to me quick. All in, this figure was about $360 with shipping, everything included. That's with the metal cart and the figure. So yeah, as I stated, Keanu Reeves, awesome movie. For whatever reason, the box, if you notice, says Kenny on it. If you've never seen the movie, let me just go ahead and save you the suspense. There is no one named Kenny in the whole movie. And I'm sure they mean Keanu, maybe. I don't know. It says Kenny. That's aggravating to me. Not once, not only once, but twice they did it. It's on the outside of the box. It's also on the inside of the box. What I don't understand, maybe you don't have the copyright to put Keanu. Just don't write anything. Like, it would have been just as good of a box if that wasn't there, right? I mean, would you still be like, hey, I know what this is? Instead, they put Kenny on it, which all of us diehard freaks of this show or movie are going to be like, yo, who the fuck's Kenny? I don't know who Kenny is. I guess that's the figure. Basically, like you see it, you have 2 ways to display this. You can't do it 2 at the same time because you only get 1 vest, 1 radio. You do get 2 outfits, and there's also another issue with the quality control of one of the things, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. But you can only really pose them 1 at a time. I mean, you could put somebody in the SWAT outfit without the vest, I guess. And it's really aggravating that it came with this entire SWAT outfit, which Kenny was only in for 10 minutes of the movie, and you don't get the jean jacket that he wore for like the first half of the movie, or the flannel that he wore, you know, before he patched up Sam's bullet wound with it. But you get the tactical outfit. I mean, it's cool. I'm always down for people throwing us extra stuff. I'm not complaining about that part of it, but I do wish we got the jean jacket. I would have taken that over the tactical outfit because I'm probably never going to use the tactical outfit. It's covering his face. You can't even tell who it is. All right, so uncovering all of this, here we go. Once again, very proud. Kenny is in this box right here. They're letting you know he is definitely in here. So, you know, there's the box art. Once I uncover this, guys, I do want to say this. Hot Toys, what are you doing, man? Like, why is this third-party company giving us a display like this? This is amazing. This is like buying a new gun, and it comes in, like, you know how some new guns just come laying on top of a piece of foam, but some of them have, like, a perfect cutout? This is a perfect cutout. This is what, when you spend that kind of money, this is what you want to open a box and see. You don't want to open a box with all this plastic. When you open it, shit flies everywhere. It's absolutely awesome. The trailer's just as awesome. I'll show you that here in a little bit too. This is awesome. This is how I want every one of my figures to be. Hot Toys has that down with the DX line. get it together with the rest of it. This is cool. Somebody sat around. I'm sure they had a machine, but in my mind, someone sat around carving all of these little holes for all of our things. So yeah, you can see you get a lot of cool stuff. Most of the tactical gear is in the second layer, which I'll show you in a minute, except the goggles and the helmet wound up here. But most of it is actually in the layer underneath. There's the boots. Spoiler alert, horrible. Boots, we have a big problem with boots in this figure. We're going to get into it. I don't want to spoil the end, but it's not good. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to lift these little tabaroos here off that they give you, which I think is absolutely cool. I mean, they don't have to do that. They could let you just stick your finger in the side of it and get frustrated, but they don't. Underneath, you have all of his screwdrivers, his thermometer for whatever reason, his pliers, his handcuffs, his pager, a bunch of weapons magazines. Like, he has a lot of tire pressure gauges, D-rings. He's got it all in there, man. He is ready to disarm bombs, and no one's going to stop him, man. He's just ready to go. All right, so I got the top portion of this laid out. I didn't take out all the bottom portion because it's really just a bunch of pouches, and to be honest with you, I was running out of room. I didn't really want to open all of that and get all that out for the pouches in there. I'll show them to you here in just a minute. I'm going to wave the box in front of the camera to show you. There they are. Look, there's still pouches in here. If you don't believe me, here they are. Boom, it's gone. So there's a belt. There's some pouches. Pretty much everything you need to make the tactical uniform. That vest will be required, and the comms will be required. So, yeah, important. Here is another pair of boots. So when I first got this figure, I was like, and actually when I was making the video portion of this, I was like, why in the F word did they give me two sets of boots? Like, look, they're the same boots, right? One of them's a different material than the other one, but I still thought that they were the same. And if you look really carefully, you can see that there's like so if you look, I'm going to go ahead and pause this for you. And I didn't notice this the very first time, but right here, there's a spot that's actually already taken out of the boot. I'm sure that they sent these boots for this reason. These boots are horrible quality, the ones that are on them and the black ones. You will notice they're a different material, and the material of the boots that are on him are very like, they're just cheap. They feel cheap, and the other ones are like kind of a suede, like really nice material. So I obviously was like, dang, I like the other ones better, but you know, they're kind of a pain, so I'm not really going to put them on. I absolutely put them on, and I'll show you. So, yeah, here is a shot of what the boots looked like when I was done trying to put the tactical suit on. I was trying to switch them out, and this is what the boots look like. That piece was absolutely just chewed up, tore up from the floor up, and the other one's sole was ripped completely off of the bottom of the shoe. So he has slippers now. I'm just going to rip them both off, and he's going to have house shoes, and that's going to be that, because these are absolute pile of garbage. Sadly, the black boots did this as well. They'd have the same issue, and they didn't send a replacement for those. All right, so taking a closer look up at the vest, here it is, very movie accurate. This is exactly what it looked like in the movie. You have these buttons on here. You know, your gear would attach with buttons before the molly. It may not have been before the molly, but some people had buttons. I knew some guys that still had them. Your gear would basically, if you bought a pouch, it'd have a couple buttons. You could put it anywhere on your gear. It kind of worked the same as molly gear, to be honest with you, except a button system, which would come off if you're getting in and out of a gunner hatch. So it really wasn't that great, but that little metal rod that was on the vest, don't know what it's for, don't know why it's on there. I took it off, not sure what the reasoning was for it. The pouches I was holding, I'm pretty sure were for the radio and the phone. Speaking of the radio, here it is. So this is the radio that he wore. I don't know if it's a speed specific thing, or maybe this is, it actually says Motorola on it, which is actually really awesome. But I don't know if it's like a speed thing, but I personally have never seen a comms device like Speed where it's like attached to his Adam's apple, and that's how they get comms. It's really cool to have it in 1/6 form, but I've never seen that before. I think even back in 94, microphones were relatively small. You didn't have to go through all that, but it's really cool. It just kind of like has an elastic piece, and you clip it on the back of his throat, and kabam, you have yourself the Speed walkie-talks. I always wanted them as a kid. Here are the goggles. They're just goggles. I'll never use them. Nothing special about them, just some goggles. So I'm not going to get into those too detailed. Those boots are a piece of crap. Just wanted to reinforce that. Don't even want to really talk about it, but they're crap. The helmet. We're going to look at the helmet. All right, so it's just a good black helmet, but the inside actually is pretty nice. It's got all this nice foam, or this nice green like webbing Looks like a real helmet. I'm sure it's to protect his head. Again, not using it. I'm not going to use any of the tactical stuff. So, I mean, I didn't even put it on after the boot debacle. I'm sure it looks awesome, but the speed that I know is the one I'm going to show you at the end. Here is the awesome cell phone. It even has AT&T on the bottom of it. This cell phone, I was excited to get this because it's like one of my favorite scenes where he's like, I need your phone. And the dude's like, take the phone, man. I love that part. So now I have the phone. I wish I could find that dude so I could recreate that part. Here is his watch. As soon as it focuses, I'm actually going to zoom in on it here in a minute because I told you guys I was going to work on it, and I am trying to get better at focusing and zooming. And watch, I'm going to get super close, super close, super close. Focus, focus, focus. Look at that. 5:10, the clock says. That's actually really, really movie accurate. The watch, I went and looked because who doesn't go watch movies 100 times after you buy a figure? I know I do. I'm pretty sure everybody does. But yeah, that's actually really, really accurate. Here's the badge. Really excited about the badge. I was so pumped up about it. It's a kind of a letdown, I'm not gonna lie. It's on there really cheaply, and it bends like in a U because of the vest and stuff. I mean, it's cool to have, but it just really wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. I don't know, I was excited to have a badge. I don't know why do we get excited about anything with this shit? Because we do, and I wanted it, and it wasn't as cool as I thought it was gonna be, but it's really cool. It says 1994 on it, which is when the movie was made, so that's pretty cool. This is a battery that he carried around with him to bypass the collapsible circuit on the bomb. Absolutely insane. So I wish he could have done that because Harry would have lived if he would have been able to bypass that, but it'll fire. So he couldn't, and Harry died because of that collapsible circuit. So now this is a 1911. What the fuck balls happened? Yeah. Anyway, this is a 1911. I looked up on Internet Movie Gun Database, awesome website. That tells you all about guns. It is a Surefire light that's on here, but the people on the show actually have a debate going on whether or not this is a Colt or a Kimber. I believe it's a Colt. Kimbers have different hand grips, so I think this is a Colt, but don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's a Colt, so I don't know, but it definitely has a Surefire light that has been confirmed. Magazine comes out just like any good gun does. I believe the slides are even spring loaded, which I've heard a lot of people say they really like that. I personally don't because sometimes I want it in an action shot where they're actually shooting the gun and you can't hold it back if it's actually like really realistic. So his off-duty gun is a Smith & Wesson 6904. I wouldn't say it's his off-duty gun, but it's definitely the gun he had on him when this whole thing started. This is a 9mm pistol. It's a really cool pistol. I really like it. I think it's a dope gun. When I was a kid, I always wanted a gun like this because Jack Traven had one, and I wanted one, and I never got one. Very upsetting. Really cool gun. It fits in that holster pretty good. You will have to shove it in there. You're going to kind of feel like you're going to break it, but it's only the first time you do it. At least mine, I had to like cram it in there. I didn't think it was going to fit. I actually stuck a tweezer down there because I thought something was down there, but it wasn't. It's just really hard to get in there, so don't be afraid to do that. All right, so here we have the H&K 94. This is with a Surefire light on it. Yes, I looked that up because I didn't know what it was. H&Ks are dope. You know their slogan, you got to carry a gun just in case. It might as well be an H&K just in case. It's dope slogan. I love H&Ks. They're dope guns. I don't own one because they're really expensive. I wouldn't own one of these anyway. 9mm rifles to me are not very useful unless you're clearing a house or something, which they do a lot of. So I guess they're good for them. The flashlights on these guns are painted so well. It's so awesome. And yes, that lever for the cycle actually works. Goes from safe to fire and everything. And it actually does good. Here is a crock of bullshit. They only give you these two hands and the two hands that come on the figure. That's a crock of shit, and these hands aren't painted any certain way. I'm pretty sure whatever body they got came with those two hands. They threw them in a bag and sent them to you. They're not done no different way. It's kind of bullshit, and so are the arms because the arms suck. Here are all the tools, his handcuffs, his mags. I kind of went over this a little bit. He's got a box cutter in there. He's got a pager. He's got a screwdriver. He's got a thermometer. He's got it all, and he's ready to bypass them collapsible circuits. But those things are really cool. Actually, I don't really get into a lot of detail with showing you, but I will tell you when you go to take that little plastic case apart, guys, it's that shit is gonna fly everywhere because that shit is like molded, like it's like sealed shut, and there's no real easy way of doing it. But if you just pry it open, I spent like the better part of a half hour looking for one of those little screwdrivers. It might have been the tire pressure gauge. Either way, you don't want to be looking for something forever. It sucks. And I ended up finding it, thank goodness, but very easily it could have not found it. So keep that in mind. And so I'm going to show you the red cart first. So this red cart added another $100 to the price tag of this figure. You can actually get just the figure for around $240, I think. So you will pay another $100. I will tell you, it is 100% metal, die cast, whatever. It's very stout. It's very sturdy. The box it comes in, really awesome. It comes very well packaged. I think you'll like it. If you're a fan of speed, I think you will. If you're also somebody that's kind of like me, I like to actually put I like to have my DTOF squares like filled with stuff, right? Not filled, but I like it to have, you know, like for example, Jack Sparrow and his big steering wheel, the Godfather in his chair and all that. I have Luke Skywalker with an actual Luke Skywalker, you know, lightsaber. Yeah, personally, I think it's worth it. This is it boxed up. You open the box. This is what you get. It comes fully assembled. Like I said, it's got some weight to it. I mean, it's legit. It feels good. I think the color's a little bit too maroon. I think in the movie it was a little bit more red. I also think it may be a little bit longer than it was in the movie. In the movie, it was a pretty short little cart. I mean, it is here too. His feet hang off the end of it, but I should have put them on it for you guys, and I didn't. I'm sorry. All right, so now I just wanted to kind of show you what he looks like fully assembled next to his cart with a little bit of DTOF presence. If you use DTOFs, I do. I'm actually kind of getting it. I'm going to be doing a thing about my collection, so I'm not getting into that. But here he is. There's this badge. You can see stuff kind of tucks up into his vest. That's what I was saying about his pager, that it kind of tucked up into the vest. And it also is really annoying to me that he has this very visible seam on his arm. Like you can see that seam running through his arm. That's obviously not a vein. That is a silicone. So how they thought that was better than giving you double jointed arms is way beyond me. Beyond me. I don't understand that. That looks really dumb. I'm going to try to get a Fison body for it so I have a double jointed elbow and no seams like that. I just think it looks stupid. But I do think the face sculpt is good. I think the outfit is good. I do think that almost everything else about it is really good. The earpiece goes in his ear a pretty good ways. It's not really in there good right here. I think maybe I bumped it out. But everything else looks really good on this figure. But the body is horrible. They should have gave us more hands. And the shoes were just a shitty fail on their part. Just a bad fail. And nix the tactical suit and give me his damn jean shirt. I've looked online. I cannot find that jean shirt to save my life. So I don't know what I'm going to do about it. My wife's talking about maybe trying to make me one to see if she can. So hopefully she does because, yeah, I really want the jean shirt. But, yeah, you see his pistol. Also, the belt. When you go to you're going to have to take his belt off to put his gun on his belt. There's a little notch when you're doing that. It's, you know, when you have a real belt, you have the little notch that goes into the hole and all that. It's like they tried to simulate that, but they didn't put the whole thing there. They just put like a little notch. That notch is going to make your life miserable. So you're going to have to sand that down, try to get it out of there so that you can put the belt back through it. It's a real pain, and it sucks. There's just no other way around it. It sucks. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got to say about this figure. If you got any questions about it, again, don't hesitate to post them in the comments. I know sometimes I'm really slow about responding, but it's because this is not the same account that I watch YouTube on, so I often forget to even check it because I'm very new to making videos. Oh, here's a shelf present. So you can kind of see, like, if you were walking in my collection, you would definitely look at that and be like, Keanu Reeves from Speed? Or you would be like, Kenny? I don't know which, but you would know, right? I mean, he looks pretty dope on the shelf. This is my cinematic view, except it's all washed out by I have like a really bright light in that DTOF, and it's getting replaced. I'm already on top of it. I have way better lights than all my other DTOFs. I hope you guys took something out of this. It is a really cool figure. He is expensive though. Black Ops Toys has them, but they only have them with the red cart. I think you can get them on a couple other websites, but you know, I trust retailers. I just do eBay and stuff. I have a hard time really trusting them, but I did see a couple of people on eBay had it for like 230, and I think that's without the cart, and that's about normal. That's what you're gonna pay. So yeah, if you guys like the movie, he is cool to have. He's very well made. There are some issues, but it does look like they at least made steps towards fixing those issues, except for his stupid arms. But other than that, and the jean shirt. But yeah, if you guys got questions, please let me know. I hope you guys got something out of this. I hope you were mildly interested in this. And yeah, I'll see you guys for the next one. I got a figure coming in tomorrow, and I'm thinking about doing a review on it, although it's kind of an older figure. But maybe I'll do, like, you know, one of those retro reviews or something, because I do really love sharing when I get something, because we're like dumb kids when we get these things, you know what I mean? And I don't have anybody to share that with. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing, maybe I'll do a video on it. I'm excited about that. But other than that, guys, take it easy. I will see you guys next time.